I'd like to introduce you to a book that I recently wrote called Dancing with Dugongs, Having Fun and Developing a Practical Philosophy for Environmental Teaching and Research. It's available on Ian Press, either as a PDF or an iBook. It's also directly available from the Apple iBook store, and it's free. The book was a collaboration with a colleague of mine, Peter Oliver, who was an Australian who worked on project that we were both involved in, this Healthy Waterways project, and he was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer as a non-smoker, which was a virulent and rapid progressed disease. And I told him he should write a book about the amazing things he does, and he said on one condition that we write it together. So that's how I got into it. So um, Peter was really big on these Greek terms, which I think is a nice way to set up our Science for Environmental Management course, because this is the foundation of thinking about being involved in applied sciences. So there are 6 Greek terms. The first I'll introduce is nous. That's the intellect or understanding. Aristotle used it to consider a uniquely human quality. We used a symbol of earth, air, fire, and water to the fundamental elements that were known at the time. And this is a good sense, is what that kind of boils down to. Another Greek term is Sophia, which is wisdom, and Aristotle called it theoretical wisdom. So this is something that really goes together with nous. So this is kind of the more theoretical wisdom. There's nous is the kind of practical wisdom. And then techne, which is craftsmanship or art. And this is the doing part of the root of technique and technical. And it's something that distinguishes craftsmanship. Episteme is shown here as this interconnected network of books is about knowing, and like epistemology, the study of knowledge is derived from that, and it's a kind of equivalent of a commonly used term these days called paradigm. And then 2 really important terms that I think are the crux of science for environmental management. One is praxis. I love this word because it's combined 2 kind of polar opposite. One is thinking, and the other is the practical doing. So it's the combination, the mashup of thoughtful, practical doing. We used Rodin's thinker and the 2 hands as a way of showing this mashup. And this is always involving both the practice and reflection and putting those together. And then phronesis, which is practical wisdom. This is depicted here as these 2 overlapping circles again with the idea of values intersecting with knowledge. So that combination of values and knowledge, and it's something that where you have to have both thinking abilities, but also an awareness, a social awareness, and a political reality to combine those things into practice. So when we put together a table of these 6 Greek words, we can kind of look at historical science as combination of the wisdom, the Sophia, and the common knowledge, the nous. Moving towards techne and episteme, where you've got the art of doing and the paradigm development, with this evolution towards praxis and phronesis. Now, praxis and phronesis are where you get science involved in management policy. And so practical, thoughtful doing, and part of this course is to reflect on examples of that and use this opportunity to embed values and knowledge and put them together. So that's kind of the introduction, and then the book is structured around 3 major sections, incorporating the heart, the head, and the hands, and all of that combined towards driving towards social, economic, and ecological change. And the concept here is that you have to have knowledge, and that's a community knowledge. That's why you use the plural possessive we care. We know, not I know, but we know. So it's not just the scientists that know, but the broader community knows, and that combines the science and technical capabilities. We can, being the ability to implement actions using management strategies, with the leadership and passion of caring about the system. So combining the heart, the hands, and the head provides necessary tools to affect change. And then we kind of broke this into uh, ways of expressing uh, that application, experiencing it, and excelling in it. So, for example, the hands-on aspect, expressing that's tackling important problems, experiencing it is really experiencing nature, and excelling is applying a very creative aspect of doing. And then in the intellectual pursuit, expressing that is to aspire to inspire change, experiencing it by lifelong learning and a group learning, um, and excelling to stop and reflect on that. And then expressing the heart with awakening passions, environmental passion, experiencing it with enjoying the journey and having fun along the way. So the book is divided into those three sections. The first two chapters after the introduction are case studies of hands-on doing, environmental leadership that Peter displayed in a concrete batching site in Queensland, and a project that we were both involved in on an algal bloom. And then an intellectual, the head part of the book about education, popular and immersive education, communicating science, and then the heart, the passion of having fun and convergent journeys. So this is a resource that I'm going to refer to occasionally throughout the course, and just wanted to get you aware of it. It's available um, to peruse. You don't have to read this, but I thought in each of those series of blog posts as well that talk about some of those issues that were brought up there. Thank you.